All right, today is Tuesday, February 20th, episode 2 of the best worst sports show ever. So this is our third week without football, consuming our Sundays. How are you coping?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
You find
I haven't
yourself a
been
little
growing
bit,
up. Good.
oh, nice. You find yourself a little bit lost on Sunday mornings, though?
Um, no. I mean, I love football. But no, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I find myself a little bit lost. I'm starting to kind of get back in the swing of things, like being a functional person in society on Sundays, but I still find myself around 11 o'clock checking my phone, looking at going through the guide and just being like, ugh.
I'm taking close calls.
Yeah. It's kind of like after when the bowl seasons were about wrapping up or just got finished, and I was so used to being able to watch football every day, just like randomly when I was at home, and I'd like turn on the TV expecting to see a bowl game and nothing would be there. And it's just like, well, now what do I do? So
Yeah, I get
there's,
it.
yeah. So then we got this week in the news. Adam Silver hinted possibly at getting rid of the conference championships for the NBA. So basically, the top 8 teams would make the playoffs, kind of regardless of their conference. They wouldn't really have a conference championship, and it's just kind of to make the make sure that the top teams get in.
It's just a round robin tournament, basically.
Basically, so regardless of where you play or what division you're in, it doesn't matter.
So I've been advocating this for about 5 years. I've had multiple conversations with this about numerous people over the last probably longer than that. No one watches the regular season because it's trash. That's just the truth. But a round robin tournament is something I've thought of for probably the last, probably seriously 10 years. I've been talking about it. Um, but it would create a much more interesting regular season, which is what I think Silver's going for. There'd be more on the line, certainly. Um, and then obviously the playoffs, what everyone watches anyway, so the playoffs would still be fine because the playoffs are awesome. But yeah, I'm totally cool with it. I think the regular season is garbage. They have to do something, and I think it basically be playoffs basketball to get to better playoffs, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it would definitely put a lot more emphasis on the games. The one thing I wouldn't like is that you miss out on like conference championships, but the way it's running now, there's nobody that can compete with the Warriors in the East or the West, and then the Cavs have had, or wherever LeBron plays pretty much has blocked up the East.
And that too, because there's such a huge discrepancy in the talent in each conference. Like the West is ridiculous. It's insane. And then you have the East, which is pretty much going to come down to the Cavs and Celtics this year. And it's probably, I don't even know. Who knows? The Cavs will probably get their shit together, but um, it'll be Cavs or Celtics. And they're going to get smashed by the Warriors. So, but that's just how it's going to be. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm totally cool with it. I support this idea 110%. I'm not a huge fan of Adam Silver, but I support this completely.
yeah. So sticking with the NBA, the All-Star game was last weekend. The biggest story was Fergie coming out and doing the national anthem, tried to do it real sexy, like, I don't know, kind of make it her own. Uh, got a lot of bad reviews. I watched it. It made me sad. Like she took one of the greatest songs of all time and just kind of made it trash. But in her defense, she said that she did try her best.
Well, no one gives a shit about trying their best. At the end of the day, you either win or lose, and she lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's an all-star game, so I mean,
And Fergie was that? This is what it's 2007. Like, get the fuck out of here.
yeah, I don't even know where they found. I mean, she probably isn't hard to find anymore. She's probably in the
No.
phone book, actually.
Just so obsolete at this point. She's just super available. Yeah, I'll do it. You
Yeah.
want me? Okay, yeah, okay.
Anything you got, I will do it. I need that money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, then next we have at the airport in China, there was a woman kind of going through the airport security, and they stopped her and made her put her purse on the conveyor belt, which, I mean, no brainer. That's what you're supposed to do. So instead of just putting it on the conveyor belt and going through the security like a normal person, they look up at the machine and there's a skeleton of a person going through riding with her purse. Like,
Okay. Did she give a reason why?
I didn't see an actual reason. I think she was worried about it getting stolen, but I mean, how the fuck are they gonna steal it on the conveyor belt right in front of you? Like if they made her check it, yeah, I guess that would make sense. I refuse to check bags, but it's
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Stuff my bags full. My backpack as full as possible in order to avoid checking bags.
Yeah, there's nothing I hate more in the entire world than waiting at that carousel for my bag to come out.
It's the worst. Plus they charge you like $50 every time now. It's like no.
Yeah, I mean, unless you fly Frontier now. Last time
That's
I flew Frontier, $40 or to carry on a bag. Like what the fuck?
to carry on a bag.
Yeah, it was $40 to carry on and like 60 to check one. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, it was wildly disappointing. And then on the way back, because I had my suit with me, and so I was just carrying it, and they had just let it slide on the way there. And the way back, the like uh, bag Nazi was at the counter. She's like, "You can't have that. I'm gonna need another $40." I'm like, "I will stuff this into my bag, and you can eat a fucking dick, because
Oh,
I'm
shit.
not paying another $40."
I'm just gonna start wearing all of my clothes.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's gonna come down to.
I'll have no bag. I'll
Yeah.
just walk with like 12 layers.
I'll get on the plane, go into the bathroom, take them all off, and then what are they gonna do?
Pocket. Yeah, that's right. That's insane. Fucking airlines. Frontier sucks too. This is the shittiest ride I've ever been on.
Yeah, and I'm too big to sit in their seats. They're definitely not built for someone 6'2", because like I'm completely crunched up, my knees to my chest and shit.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. I agree. You gotta pay that money for those extra comfort seats or whatever they are.
Yeah, you gotta get that first business class or whatever they have. I don't think they have first class anymore on a lot of them.
No, it's all about business class now.
All right, so next we have a lineman from the Chiefs, Laurent Duvane Tardif. Probably butchered that name, but somehow he managed to finish medical school while playing in the NFL, and he wants to get MD added to the back of his jersey. I mean,
Okay with that.
yeah, I mean people have junior, the third, whatever. Why
If he
not?
went, if he don't get through med school while being a pro football player, I mean that's pretty damn impressive. This man deserves. He's earned the right to have MD on the back of his jersey, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean there should be no sort of penalty, no nothing. He shouldn't have to buy out all his jerseys. He just went to fucking med school while like being a pro football
I
player.
was,
What?
they asked him to buy out his jerseys.
No, that's usually the rule though. Like if you want to
Oh,
change anything on it or change your number or anything, you got to buy the whole stock.
yeah, that makes sense. But that's stupid.
Yeah. So I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing an MD on someone's jersey.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, yeah, that's cool. I'm down with that. He's earned it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
All right. So next we got a little bit of shocked or not. Sticking with the NFL, Tampa Bay, or we got two big releases today. Two guys both got in trouble for using steroids at one point or another. We got Tampa Bay releasing Doug Martin, and the Texans releasing Brian Cushing.
Neither surprises me. Cushing went downhill after his. He was such a good player his first couple of years, but they cracked down on him hard on steroids, and he hasn't been the same player since. And then Martin had a good couple of years too, but he's a running back. Neither surprises me.
Yeah.
Doug probably get a backup role somewhere, I'm sure, but Cushing, I'm sure he'll play too, but neither one of them are what they used to be. And I mean, Cushing was a beast though. When Cushing, I remember Cushing was a freak for a couple of years.
Yeah, he was like one of the best linebackers in the league for like 3-4 years.
They fell off immediately. Yeah, just real quick, he got busted and he was like done pretty much.
Yeah, he got busted, and then he was back, and then he started doing good again, and then he got busted again. He's just like,
Yeah, exactly. They just need to let them do steroids. I mean, I'm okay with this. Like,
I
this is
don't
not.
understand why no pro sports allow steroids. It should be encouraged.
Exactly. Oh, here's your draft kit, and they just give you steroids as you come up on the podium. That's how it should. Fucking Goodell just hands him a bag of steroids as he comes out. Like, congratulations. Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah, they just kind of like pull their pant down, and they just like stick them in the ass with the needle. Here's your first dose. Welcome to the league.
Yes, I like it.
All right, then the Eagles moved to trademark the term Philly special. So that play where Nick Foles caught the touchdown, they can't technically trademark a play since they got the idea from other places, but they could trademark Philly special. I mean, I
Like the word.
guess. Yeah.
Damn it.
So I mean, for merchandise and stuff like that, I guess it makes sense. But really, at the end of the day, does it matter? Like, if somebody else uses it, they're not going to call it the Philly special.
Yeah, no shit. We need to start paying attention to it and copywriting these things ourselves or trademark them ourselves and then sell them to the Eagles.
Yeah, that would be.
That's how we do it.
I got to write that down. Yeah. That's a gold mine right there.
That is cool, man. Mm.
All right, the next we got the Jets say that they're willing to pay Kirk Cousins whatever it takes to get him on the team.
I mean, I understand that. I like Kirk Cousins. I think he's a good player. But no one wants to go to New York. Sorry. That's what it reaches of desperation. Whatever it takes. Yeah, it's because you're desperate as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Jets suck. They're terrible, and they always will be terrible. And Kirk Cousins does not want to go there because it's hopeless. It's like the Browns almost. It's like like a slight level above the Browns. You have the Browns like right here, then you have the Jets like right there.
Yeah, I mean, either place that you go, it's just the graveyard for quarterbacks. Like, look at how many they've had over the last 5, 10 years. Like, that's what place where quarterbacks go to die.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Yeah, I'm sure he will do whatever it takes. But it'd be stupid for Cousins if he cares about winning.
Yeah.
If he's in it for money, then yeah, go for it. Because they'll probably make him the wealthiest quarterback in the league. But whatever, his choice, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't hate him either.
No, not at all. I mean, he's been getting the franchise tag for what, the last 3 years, or
Yeah, exactly.
might even be more than that.
Yeah, exactly. He's over that for sure. So he's earned a fat paycheck, but we'll see where it goes. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. All right. So next we got there's a bill in California set to outlaw youth tackle football. So they don't want any contact football until kids get to high school.
I doubt that passes. First off, especially with like, and even if it does pass, there's gonna be so many like loopholes that will allow kids to play because you have so much football talent coming out of California that goes into college. You know, that's not. It's a business, and they're not going to let that just go away. It's, because whatever. I don't see it passing.
Yeah, I wrote a blog about this earlier last week, but basically, like, all it's doing is it's going to fuck the kids. It's going to, I mean, there's going to be way more injuries in college or in high school football because they don't know how to tackle properly. They're never put on pads until the first day.
Good point. I don't see it passing, and like I said, even if it does, there's going to be like 20 years for it to take effect. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's more than whatever. Who cares? It won't pass.
All right, then we got Louisville was forced to vacate all of their wins from 2012 to 2015. So this included their 2012 Final Four appearance, their 2013 national championship, and then Rick Pitino's national championship shoulder tattoo that he got after they won.
Is that real?
Yeah, he actually got a tattoo like on his shoulder that the 2013 national champions with the Louisville L logo on it.
And he actually has to. That's a joke, though, right?
Oh yeah, I don't think he actually has to laser it off.
Okay.
It would be funny if they made him.
I feel like, see, that's just more bullshit, though. Like, Pacino just got caught. That's really all that is. I don't know.
I feel like so many programs are doing kind of the same.
Absolutely.
shit.
In different kinds of ways. We're just, the programs are just getting, 20 years ago, they're just very open about, like, whatever, because there was no one coming down on them. But now it's like, there's so much, so many people watching that they just have to find different ways to do it. It's still going on. Like,
Yeah.
It's still going on. It's just, yeah.
I mean, it's never gonna stop. Like,
It'll really stop. It'll just get done in different ways. Patino just happened to get caught. He just sucks for him.
Yeah.
I like Patino, but yeah, sucks for him.
Yeah. So next we got people are boycotting the Peter Rabbit animated movie because of allergy shaming. So it turns out one of the rabbits in the movie is kind of ridiculed, shamed for being allergic to blackberries, and they kind of have to pull out an EpiPen and essentially save him. But I mean, how soft have we become as people?
It, it's funny because there are people who probably haven't even seen the movie.
Yeah, I think it just came out or it's about to come. I don't even know what the deal is, but
You know, what those people boycott it? 'Cause it's going to be the smallest percentage. It won't even affect their sales. It's not going to affect their bottom line. So it's just be a tiny little group of people known. And as usual, no one will give a fuck about their shitty opinions. And so life goes on.
yeah, I mean, if they're like, well, what if my kid's allergic to blackberries or peanut butter and they have a bad allergy? They're really gonna make fun of it. Like, who fucking cares? Like, I'm allergic to penicillin. If there's a movie that comes after, they're like, oh my god, you're using penicillin, you pussy. I'm like, well, I can't. I'm allergic. It's not gonna change my day-to-day life. I don't fucking care.
Let's talk about peanut butter, though. I do love me some peanut butter.
Oh, if I couldn't eat peanut butter, I'd probably shoot myself.
Greatest thing ever. I have like 10 jars in my cupboard right now. I just eat by a spoonful all the time. I just grab. It's so delicious.
Yeah, peanut butter or almond butter. I fuck with almond butter too.
Pretty bomb. I have some of that in my fridge right now. It's good too. All day. Good shit.
All right, so next we got Steve Kerr is basically letting the Warriors coach themselves during timeouts and things like that. He's just handing them the whiteboard and saying, "Here you go, write up some plays." And I mean, they're just getting kind of bored with whatever he's doing. I mean, he's tired. He said he's tired. They're tired of hearing him talk.
Well, Steve Kerr wasn't really ever doing much anyway. That team is so talented at this point. It's like, what the fuck? It's like LeBron. He doesn't need Lou. He just needs someone to shut the fuck up and let him control the show. Like LeBron, you know what I mean? I could have been on that sideline when they won the title a couple years back, and we would have been champs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. They're like, "Oh yeah, you have to have a coach," so they do.
Like yeah, and Lou's just sitting there like, yeah, that's cool. I'll get paid a shitload of money, and yeah. But same with Kerr. Like I like Steve Kerr, but he's not doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see when he leaves the Warriors if he goes to another team, maybe like a team that's struggling. That would be a real gauge to see where he's at. Like, I think he's a good coach, but take away Steph Curry and all those guys, like, would it be the same?
The team is so ridiculous. It's just, yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, I'm torn on it. See how well he would do because that's his first coaching job, right? The Warriors.
I think so. Like,
Yeah.
definitely his first head coaching, but
Yeah, he's been assistant coach, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, first head coaching job for sure. But yeah,
All right. So next we have the New York Times put out a post about basically it was talking about how yoga pants are bad for women. There was a story where a woman went to the gym in New York and she was wearing sweatpants and she felt pretty much self-conscious. All the other women were wearing yoga pants and they're like, well, they're too revealing and too over-sexualized and things like that. Like,
it's fucking stupid. Why did this woman feel self-conscious?
yeah, I guess she was like on the elliptical and she's just like, oh, I felt like everybody was watching me and staring at me for what I was wearing
Yeah,
because she wore regular sweatpants.
that's her. It's not anyone else's problem.
Yeah.
Like if you don't be so insecure. It's not hard. Don't be insecure about yourself. Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, you're at the gym. Nobody gives a fuck what you wear. Like, you
Like,
could wear, all the women could go and wearing the old baggy '90s gym shorts that go down to like past your knees, like, and nobody
right.
would bat an eye. It's a gym.
Exactly. Exactly.
I just don't get why everybody has to be so like up in arms about everything, no matter what the what it is. All right, then next we have a TV station out of Chicago was running a story on the Olympics in Pyeongchang, but the graphic was messed up and said PF Chang's.
I mean, I don't blame them. PF Chang's is pretty awesome. As I understand. There's
Yeah,
probably some intern being like, yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. Maybe he did it as a joke. It was a good joke.
Yeah.
Why are they apologizing, by the way? Why the fuck are they apologizing? Why is that worthy of an apology? Like, what? We just laugh it off. I think it's hilarious. Is that really, were people offended by that? Is that why they're apologizing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I
Seems
don't
so.
know how many people out of South Korea watch the Chicago ABC 7 News, but
Maybe there's some people who just really hate PF Chang's. They're like, fuck PF Chang's, and they start like a picket line with, who knows, man? I don't know. What?
yeah. Or one of the sponsors of the Olympics is like, wait a minute, PF Chang's didn't pay for that spot. What are you doing?
Yeah. PF Chang's likes it. They got free advertisement for them.
Yeah. All right, so next we got a new segment called The Big Three. So basically, we go through the big three things. So it could be a list of anything. This week we're going to do big three made up Winter Olympic events that I would watch. So, I mean, the Winter Olympics has this special thing where they can add or get rid of or change any events. Because it's not like the Summer Olympics where like half those things were from the old Roman time or
Yeah.
Greek times. So they're kind of in this special position where they can do kind of whatever they want and nobody really cares and people still watch it.
I'm cool with that. There'd definitely be. I'd watch keg stands.
Yeah.
Kind of winging this here. Keg stands. That'd be good. I like that. What about you? Word.
I'd watch that. So my big three is I want to take the aggro crag from Global Guts and put snow on it and have them race to the top with those like picks that they use like when they're climbing Everest.
Ooh,
I
I
mean,
like
those they could be used any way you want. You can use it as a weapon, or you can use it to help you climb. So that's one thing.
that.
Um,
Weapon.
yeah, it gets pretty dangerous, but it's must see TV.
It is mostly TV. Yeah, I like this. I'd also watch. You get people really drunk, maybe off like liquor, and then put them on a really, really, really frozen sheet of ice, and you like just make like really long, I don't know, 100 yards or something, and force them. First one across wins. And just super slippery. Yeah, that'd be good. I'd watch that.
It is like black ice, so they don't know where it is.
Anything that makes people get hurt, I'm down. Like, everybody likes watching people get hurt. So let's just do that.
I'd watch that. So then I got so there two guys stand on a frozen lake with sledgehammers, and they have to hit in front of the other person. The other person can't move, so it breaks a hole in the ice, and so they just go back and forth. I saw a video on this like a couple weeks ago. You just hit back and forth around the person, and then eventually one person falls through the ice.
That sounds interesting too. I'm down with that.
The video I watched was like 10 minutes, and I sat there and watched it all the way through probably two, three times.
Pain is good. Yeah, I'm down with that too. That sounds good. Trying to think of the third one here. It'll come to me.
All right, my third one is so you go on the top of like whatever biggest mountain you have, wherever the Olympics are, and they use Inspector Gadget rocket skates and do a ski race. So you're picking up speed like it's a way faster race than just normally going down.
Okay. Maybe, yeah, all right, I get that. Maybe what a snowball fight. Except the snowballs are pre-packed. And some of them have like maybe batteries inside them or something.
So the next time the Olympics are in Philly.
Exactly. So let's just make this real fast. All right, this is becoming very morbid. But I mean, yeah. Let's make these interesting. I'd watch that.
I like it. So that's the big three of Olympic events for the next Winter Olympics that we'd like to watch.
I like that.
So if the Winter Olympics Committee is watching this, Just a couple free ideas for you. The next time, the ideas won't be free.
I'd prefer to get paid this time.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to just shoot us a check, that would be super, and we won't sue you when you steal our ideas.
Exactly. Otherwise,
All right, so then my random thought of this week is a lot of, like on my phone, every time I get a new app or anytime I'm somewhere, like even when I open my internet now, it asks me if I'm okay with sharing my location. I'm actually a lot more okay with the government or like Apple knowing where I'm at than I am with Facebook or Snapchat or people I actually know knowing exactly where I'm at. I mean, not that I'm doing anything like shady or anything, I just don't want people to know where I am. It's a lot harder to say I'm busy than I've been sitting on my couch for 8 hours watching TV.
just having a phone in our pocket tells everyone where you are anyway. You know what I mean? Like that's never the government. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if the government knows where I'm at. I just don't want to be like, hey, you're supposed to be here like 10 minutes ago. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on my way, and I've been sitting on my couch.
Yeah, sure. I hear that. Not a fan. Privacy's good. Privacy's good.
Yeah, I remember when Snapchat came out with the thing where it shows you where you are on the big map, or I think Facebook tried to do it too, and I was just like, no, I can't have that.
Oh, sorry,
All right, so then we got a couple of hot takes of the week. First, we got Darvish going to the Cubs makes me happy, and JD Martinez to the Red Sox makes me sad.
I'm the opposite. Fan of Darvish going to the Cubs. I'm a huge fan of Martinez to the Red Sox. I'm pretty hyped about that. The Red Sox are first baseman. I'm not sure. That's whatever. I guess right field to go field too. But first base is needs to be filled. Martinez had a good time out there. He's a beast. He's got 3 months now. He should be a very productive player for the Red Sox. I'm talking 25 runs, 130 RBIs, easy. Maybe not easy, but reasonable, possible, doable. Basically, the Ortiz numbers, honestly.
I mean, I think that could definitely happen. He came into the Diamondbacks late last year and he pretty much got us to, well, Goldie got us to the playoffs, but as soon as the playoffs hit, he just pretty much took over and was the man.
Yeah, he's a beast. Goldie's I like Goldie though too. Goldie's sweet.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting up there in age, so who knows what's going to happen the next couple of years.
How old is he?
I want to say he's late 30s.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He kind of got a late start too.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty much the backbone of that team. They're going to pay him whatever they want. So, it's hard for them to hold on to that contract and then be able to keep JD Martinez, even though they tried.
For sure. Diamondbacks, they're just not big enough.
No, it's not a big market. And, I mean, once we were good last year, people started showing up. But when we suck, that stadium is empty, which is nice because you get tickets cheap.
Said they could afford to do it.
Yeah.
Small market teams just don't choose to do it because they're afraid of their bottom line.
Well, yeah, that was the problem. Is we paid so much money to get Zach Greinke, and then he was shit for like 3 years, and he's finally starting to come around now.
Yeah, I like Greinke. Yeah, you're right. That was a bad contract for the first couple of years. But I mean, they can afford to give Martinez money if they wanted to. They just don't want to. They're just, it's business. They're after profits at the end of the day. But sometimes you got to shell out money to make money.
Yeah, and then Darvish getting out of their division was pretty nice. I'm so like he killed us in the playoffs.
He's a good pitcher.
Yeah, well, he pitched against us twice and just smoked us. Then they went on to play in the next round, and he didn't do shit. Or no, it was in the World Series. Yeah, he didn't do shit.
No, he pitched like shit in the World Series.
Yeah, I was like, where the fuck is that guy when the Diamondbacks were playing him?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if he shows up in that World Series, the Dodgers win that series. But I think they lost both games that he started.
Yeah, they got smoked. Like he
Yeah,
gave up like 4 or 5 runs.
yeah. He did not come through. That was good. That was a good World Series. I like that. That was good.
That was really good.
It was disappointing that I'm not a Dodger fan. I was still rooting for LA just because I live in Atlanta, so it would have been cool to kind of like experience that, I guess, even though no one here gave a shit. But there was people don't care about sports here. It's hilarious to me, unless they're like really, really good about to win. But whatever, it's cool. It's all good.
Well, yeah, all the Dodger fans are down here, and they're just like the scummiest fans. They're like Raiders fans or Cowboys fans.
It's just not. Yeah, I hear that. You get all the bad ones on there.
Yeah. All right, so next we got Seinfeld claimed on the Ellen show that he was open to making a comeback for Seinfeld. I mean, I was a big Seinfeld guy. I watch reruns pretty much every time I see him on TBS every day. But that being said, I think bringing it back would be bad for the brand. I mean, I don't think that at their age they could do the same shit that they were doing when they were in their 20s and 30s. Like,
They're just trying to get paid. That's all it is. But I agree with you. It's like, I mean, it's just. I agree with you. I don't want to see it come back either. I'd probably just watch it. Which I'd try to watch it, see how it goes.
I think that's one of the few shows that they bring back that I would actually watch. Because I mean, like they brought Full House back. I haven't seen a single episode, and they brought back like they're bringing back Roseanne. I mean, I never really watched that, but
All these shows, the shows are terrible.
yeah. I mean, the problem is that nobody really has a new idea anymore. Everything's been done, so they're like, "Fuck, what could we do? Let's bring something back that worked before and try it over."
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's how everything is. TV shows, movies, everything.
Yeah, I mean that's why there's so many remakes with movies, or even in music, they'll just recycle old shit and do covers, and like nobody has an original idea anymore.
Pretty much. Everything's done.
And the last thing I got is at the Capitals Blackhawks game, 4 fans were ejected for chanting basketball at Devonte Smith-Pelly while he was in the penalty box.
I don't think he did it.
He's a black guy playing hockey, and so these fans think he should play basketball when he's a professional hockey player.
So they're rejected for saying things that are that come off the racist, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Now, was Smith Pelly offended by it? I doubt it. Or was he? Maybe he was. I don't know.
I mean, in the video, he kind of like went up to the glass to be like, "Yeah, fuck you," but I honestly would be very surprised if he was actually like offended or mad.
I don't think he gives a shit. So yeah, whatever. But like, I mean, that's one of those things where it's like I don't think that those guys were necessarily trying to be racist, but it can be like it can be kind of like interpreted as racist. Whatever. I don't know. That's I don't. I have no feelings towards that one.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, all he has to do is be like, "Motherfucker, I am making millions of dollars to play professional hockey. You play basketball."
Yeah, exactly. He's the one that lays the bank, so good for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably a good enough athlete that he could pick up a basketball and maybe do good. I don't know.
Probably good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's not easy to play professional hockey.
No, hockey's hard as hell.
Yeah, never actually really played, but I could imagine.
Skating's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm just not a good ice skater is kind of what it boils down to. All right, you got any parting words of wisdom this week?
Let's see. No.
Nice.